This is everything an adventure helmet should be, and it's going to be my go-to helmet for both touring and off-road now. Let me tell you why. So this is the Nexx X.WED3 adventure helmet with a lot of on-road styling as well. Super lightweight, it's very versatile, and it's protective for both on-road and off-road. I've been riding with it now for several months, but I just got a chance to take it on a 3-day trip and rode about 8-9 hours in it. It's super sturdy. The construction is really good. It's both DOT and, as you'll see, ECE certified. It's also really comfortable. It's snug, but there's no pressure points to it or issues that I found with how it fits on my head. There's 2 layers of EPS foam in here, which is pretty normal nowadays in a high-end helmet, but these 2 layers are separated by rubber, which dampens vibrations. It's not quiet like a street helmet, but you don't feel it shaking around, whereas I have a Shoei RFSR that I normally wear, and that one I can feel on the highway, I can feel it shaking. I also thought this peak might be a problem because I've ridden in adventure helmets before, especially on the highway. You're going 100 miles an hour and that peak is whipping around and whipping your head around. I found that this peak doesn't do that at all. It felt to me like I wasn't wearing a peak the entire time I was riding. It doesn't pull on the wind. You'll see that little orange in there. There's rubber bumpers on the 3 connection points of the peak to the helmet that kind of insulate you from that vibration. So that's really nice. You'll see here if you pull this tab and then you pull that back, pull this back, and then the whole pad, instead of popping out one by one like a normal helmet, you just pull it and the whole thing comes out. So at first I found that this was kind of annoying. Obviously for safety it's great, but kind of annoying for usability for putting the pad back in and out. But I've actually found now that I'm used to it and I've done this a few times, it's not really that hard. It's obviously different from the ones where you pop it in, but it's kind of similar. You have 1, 2, 3 points of connection that you pop in. So I really like this actually. It's really, really nice and obviously great for safety. You just pull those 2 tabs and pull it right out. And there's little pull tabs here that you can just yank them out in a crash. So that's pretty nice. Let me talk about the weight. So this is super light. It's only 3.7 pounds. That's lighter than the Arai XD5. That's 50% more expensive. I think it's like $900. Weirdly, this helmet feels lighter to me than my Shoei RFSR, which is about the same weight by the numbers. Should put them on a scale, but this helmet, it feels really, really light and easy on my neck when I'm riding, when I'm touring, off-road, when I'm standing on the pegs. It feels really, really nice to wear. So that's a great bonus, especially for a helmet of this cost. You want it to feel easy on your neck and not be part of tiring you out. It's tiring enough to ride, especially off-road. The style, of course, is on point. This just looks like a classic adventure helmet. It looks really good. I love the huge visor. So this is a big reason that I'll probably start wearing this instead of my Shoei on the road. The Shoei RFSR, one of the reasons I picked that is because the visor is so big, but this visor is gigantic. It feels like I'm wearing a 3/4 helmet. I can see everything. It's very easy to pop, but it locks down pretty hard. So you can see how it took me a lot to pop that off. You basically flex it from this corner or this corner and it'll pop open and then stays open pretty easily. I actually ride like this a lot when it's hot because there is a sun shield in this helmet that's actuated by this lever here. So you can pull that sun shield down, and I love this sun shield. I usually hate sun shields on helmets, but this one, it's really easy to move up and down. Having the controls up here is nice. A lot of helmets have controls here that are really finicky and like way too sensitive, or down at the bottom down here. But this one is super easy. It took me a little while to figure out that this is an event when I'm riding, but now I know where this is and how to actuate it. What I love about the visor itself is it's not too tinted, so I can wear it even on like a cloudy day like this. I can wear it with the visor down. It's super easy to operate and it doesn't have any distortion. So it comes all the way down over my eyes and there's no lip of distortion. A lot of cheaper helmets, they have some lip at the bottom and it makes it unusable. I can't use it with the sunshade down because a good portion of my view, the bottom third, is all messed up. This one, I don't have that problem at all. So I like to ride when it's hot like this because you get way more airflow, obviously, through here than you could get through any kind of vent. Which brings me to vents. So Ventilation is another big strong point on this helmet. You have a huge chin vent here. Let's see if that's open. There's actually like a sponge mesh that keeps dust and things from coming through there, which is really cool, really nice. And then you've got 3 huge vents on the top that open and close. You've got 3 across the brow. There's one there, one in the middle, and one over here. So there's just a ton of ventilation in this thing. Looking at the back, there's your clip for goggles. It's easy to see with that orange. Yeah, so the last thing is little bells and whistles. So Nexx really planned this out well. They have a spot for their comms unit in here. So you can plug in their like Senna branded comms unit that plugs in through the whole thing, and there's speaker pockets and everything. And then there's spaces like this one and here where they actually include with this helmet mounts for GoPros and action cameras. So that's really nice because you don't have to find a place to stick on a sticky thing. I found that to be a big problem with a lot of helmets, that especially adventure helmets and off-road where they have a lot of curves. It's hard to find a good place to stick on a mount. So Nexx already thought of that and put mounts in here. One thing I forgot to mention comes with a pin lock visor that I popped in here, and I was riding all day in this rain and all day yesterday in this rain. No fog at all. So love that they have the pin lock and it goes completely edge to edge. So they did a lot of work sealing the visor with a nice bead all the way around of rubber, having the pin lock in there. There's no fog at all. It's really nice to ride in really bad weather. So what about gripes? So I have a couple gripes with this helmet. They're minor things, but worth mentioning anyway. One is this strap for the D-ring. Where's my D-ring? So I love double D-rings because of the safety element, because they just work. It's also super easy to loosen it and take the helmet off and then tighten it when it's on your head. But as you'll see here, it just happened. This strap is so thin that it will fold over itself and get snagged in there. And I don't know why they decided to go with the strap that thin. It's easier to pull as a result, but it just gets folded up. It's kind of annoying. Another thing is the chin curtain. I don't know if maybe I just don't understand this or there was a manufacturing defect in this one, but the chin curtain is supposed to snap in here and then on the 2 sides. And as you can see, it's kind of coming out there. And so I'm just paranoid that I'm going to lose the curtain. It's been fine over the last 3 days. It never came out, so that's good. It's very thick too, which I like. It seals out the noise and water and everything, but I'm just worried that it's not secure. It's going to pop out. The pads, like I said, a little annoying to work with at first, but once you learn how the whole locking system works, I actually like it more than a traditional helmet where it kind of pops in. And then the final thing is just that it's loud. It's an adventure helmet, so you kind of expect that, versus a street helmet. I'm used to riding in a Shoei, and that's a super quiet helmet, so this one's a little bit louder, but I tried earplugs, I've tried AirPods as well, and that helps significantly cut down the noise. So it's just what you get in an adventure helmet. That's kind of how it works. And I have noticed with the visor all the way down, it is significantly quieter. If you open up the visor, which a nice thing about this, because of all the ventilation, you don't really need to open it up to get a lot of air. Like I said, on super hot, humid days, I've been opening this and putting the sun shield down, but that's mostly just riding around town. The ventilation is so good that touring, I haven't needed to open this to get more airflow or to stay cool, really. So that's really nice. So overall, I would say this is an amazing lid. I love this helmet. Like I said, it will probably become my regular street helmet and off-road helmet now. If you want more details on the specifics and the technology within this helmet, go on Redzilla. They have a really good video and a lot more details on exactly what's included in this helmet. I just wanted to give you my first impressions. So that's all for this episode of Fresh Off the Bike. Peace.